Hello and welcome to the second part in my Jutland build guide series. This will be an intermediate level guide tailored to show you the strength of the other Jutland build, the Tankland. This build revolves around having three very important pieces of equipment, and these are armor amplifier, slow and steady, and retaliator. Armor amplifier will allow you to ignore 90% of incoming damage for 10 seconds, while slow and steady will boost your innate damage resistance by 10%. Combined, this will allow you to ignore all damage for 10 seconds. Retaliator will allow you to reduce the cooldown of Armor Amplifier, allowing for even greater invincibility uptime. Outside of those three key pieces of equipment, the build is flexible to your tastes. I would strongly recommend taking Get My Good Side. The extra shields it gives you will serve to feed your Retaliator Armor Amp combo. I like taking Armor Booster Pulse for even greater survivability. You might think this would be a mandatory module, as it boosts armor by 45%. 65% with your shields up, plus 45% from the module is over 100% resistance. But you see, unlike the slow and steady armor amp combo, the damage resistance does not additively stack. Such a combo will instead first reduce incoming damage by 65%, then reduce that damage by 45%. Combined, they will bring your effective resistance to 80.75% before the 10% boost from slow and steady. For me, the Tartarus missile, otherwise known as the Purge nuke, plus a damaging missile or torpedo module, here I take light missiles, is extremely important. See, this combination will allow you to take out soft targets by first purging their shields, and then timing your missiles or torpedoes to hit them while they are purged. Now we will take a look at an example match to see some of these ideas in practice. The main downside to this build is apparent immediately upon spawning. You will have to have a patient composure for this build. Without warp, and taking slow and steady, you will literally be the slowest ship in the entire game. Fortunately, what you lose in speed you more than make up for in sustain. Here you can see the main purpose of this build. Unfortunately, I was then purged, but also luckily I had a healer to back me up and still managed to pull through. I then located a soft target as described before, namely this tactical cruiser. This tactic works great, as people don't expect such a tanky build to have the capacity to solo kill. You can see I launch my nuke and then wait to launch my missiles, so that when the missiles connect, the target will still be purged and unable to block the damage. I also like this tactic because if you kill the target while they're purged, you will earn extra bonus points for killing a target that was under your debuff. Again, as seen here, your main rotation will be to activate Armor Amp. Then, when it's done, you will raise shields and activate Armor Booster Pulse.
Shield activated.
With Retaliator, by the time Armor Booster Pulse is finished, your Armor Amp should be back up.
I've got nothing left.
Fire missiles, aye, Captain.
Hit us hard, Captain. System drained.
Thanks.
To be honest, the entire match will consist almost solely of this rotation.
Enemy missile
Here is an example of the only time I died during the match.
targeting enemy.
You can see that even then, it was my mistake, as I didn't raise my shields in time to block this salvo. Try to play on smaller maps as you are so slow getting around. Otherwise, this is a great build to pull out as a counter to a team full of destroyers, as you can act as an unstoppable sponge for your team. As a final note, do not attempt this build if no one on your team is playing a healer. You have lots of damage resistance, but you still need a way to regenerate health. Otherwise, you will only have enough HP to make it through 2 or 3 rotations. This concludes my Tankland guide. Thanks for watching.